Let me say what most women never will. We come back, not always, not all of us, but enough to leave you staring at your phone, asking yourself, why now, why her, why after everything? And if you're sitting there, hurt, confused, rebuilding, still trying to make sense of what happened, I get it, because I've been her, I've walked away, I've rejected, and yes, I've come back, so let me tell you why, every thought, every shift, every emotional wave, this isn't game, this is an emotional X-ray. Let's break it down, piece by piece, part 1, the rejection, it was never really about you. Let's start here, because this truth alone could save you years of self-doubt. When a woman pulls away, most men spiral. Was I not enough? Was I too available? What did I do wrong? But here's the truth. Most of the time, the rejection wasn't personal. It was timing. It was emotional capacity. It was wounds we hadn't healed yet. We might have said, "You're too nice," when what we meant was, "I'm too used to chaos." We said, "I'm not ready for something serious," when what we meant was, "I'm scared you might actually see the real me." You showed up steady, kind, present. And that terrified us, because when you've only known conditional love, real love feels like a threat. So we pushed you away, not because you were weak, but because we were, part 2, after the rejection. You stopped performing, and that's when we really saw you. When you were chasing, we felt adored. The compliments, the texts, the effort, it made us feel desired, but once we said no, you pulled back. You got quiet, and something shifted. You stopped trying to prove your worth, and started living in it, and when we looked back, you weren't chasing, you weren't begging, you were standing tall, calm. Grounded, unapologetically yourself, and that made you more attractive than ever, because women don't miss the man who chased, we miss the one who walked away with dignity. Part 3, we never expected you to heal without us. The truth, when we reject a man, we quietly expect him to stay stuck, to linger, to keep that door cracked open, just in case. But you went to the gym, you stopped watching our stories, you posted pictures, smiling, glowing, living. And suddenly, we weren't your center anymore, and it stung, because somewhere deep down we wanted to be the reason you leveled up. But you became better without us, and that burns more than any breakup. Part 4, the others didn't measure up. We tried to replace you, not because we didn't care, but because we thought we could upgrade, sometimes out of ego, sometimes out of fear, sometimes because we couldn't face the guilt. So we dated, we flirted, we matched with men who said all the right things, but none of them felt like you. They didn't make us laugh the same. They didn't read our silence like you did. They didn't bring that calm, masculine energy we didn't know we needed, until it was gone. And slowly the standard shifted. It wasn't them we were comparing you to anymore. It was you we were comparing them to, and they all fell short. Part 5, she wants to know if you're still available without asking. This is where it gets subtle. She won't say, "I miss you." She won't confess. Instead, she'll like a post, reply to a story, send a meme, breadcrumbs. Why? Because if you bite, she knows you're still there. Still orbiting, but if you ignore her, if you stay grounded, composed, unavailable, that's when it hits. We didn't just lose you, we lost access, and that hurts. Part 6, time exposes what emotion hides. Time doesn't whisper, it screams. When the dust settles, we remember the quiet moments, the Sundays, the soft conversations, the way you asked, "How's your heart today?" Now we're surrounded by surface level attention, by men who ask what we're wearing, not how we're feeling, and suddenly the safe, steady love we once rejected feels irreplaceable. Part 7, we hope you haven't changed too much, but fear you have. There's a silent battle going on inside us. We want to reach out, but we're scared. What if you moved on? What if you found someone who appreciated you before we could? Because deep down, we want a second chance, but not with a version of you who's gone. We want the man who loved us then, but fear he doesn't exist anymore, and maybe we don't deserve him now. Part 8, guilt disguises itself as control. When we come back, it's not always kind. Sometimes it's passive-aggressive jokes. Subtle digs, control masked as flirting. Why? Because it's easier to manipulate than to admit, I hurt you, and I feel guilty. But if you stay calm, grounded, and unmoved, that's when the power game crumbles. And we either grow up or give up, either way. You win, part 9, we test you. Will you go back to who you were? Here's what we're really watching for. Will you fold? Will you throw away all your progress just to have us back?